Has a man known for playing kings, warriors, and leaders on screen just become something even more powerful in real life? When the news quietly surfaced that Idris Elba had been knighted for services to youth empowerment, it stopped many people mid-scroll. Not because he was famous, not because of another award, but because this honor had nothing to do with acting at all. It was about lives changed far from cameras, red carpets, and applause. And that raises a question worth sitting with. What does someone have to do beyond success to earn one of the oldest and most respected honors in British history? To understand why this moment matters, it helps to understand what a knighthood really represents. In the United Kingdom, these honors are not handed out lightly. They are meant to recognize people who have made lasting contributions to society, often over many years, sometimes quietly, often without reward. Sir Idris was specifically honored for his outstanding services to young people. For years, Elba, alongside his wife Sabrina, has been a vocal advocate against knife crime and a champion for youth empowerment. Idris Elba, alongside his wife Sabrina. When he was named in the New Year Honours list and formally recognized for his work with young people, the message was clear. This was not about fame. This was about impact. But how does an actor, whose life now looks worlds away from the streets of East London, become someone associated with youth empowerment at such a deep level? The answer begins long before Hollywood noticed him. Idris Elba grew up in Hackney, East London, an area that shaped him in ways he has never forgotten. Like many young people raised in environments where opportunity is limited, he faced uncertainty early on. Talent alone did not guarantee a future. Direction was not obvious, and the path forward was fragile. Idris Elba's early childhood was shaped by financial limits and uncertainty. He was surrounded by social pressure, limited opportunity, and the risk of drifting into the wrong crowd, something he has openly acknowledged later in life. His parents worked hard, but stability was not guaranteed, and creative ambitions were not an obvious or safe path forward. Like many young people in inner-city areas, he faced the struggle of being talented without clear direction or access. Finding his way required resilience, self-belief, and support from youth programs that helped him avoid being trapped by his circumstances and imagine a different future. At a time when one wrong turn could have changed everything, something important happened. He received support from the Prince's Trust, a charity created to help young people build confidence, skills, and access to opportunity. That help was not glamorous. It was practical, and it made a difference. The Elba Hope Foundation has been doing incredible work, providing opportunities and a beacon of hope for young individuals. It's a truly full-circle moment for the star, who himself received a £1,500 grant from the King's Trust, then the Prince's Trust, back in his youth, which helped him kickstart his acting dreams. Now he's being recognized by the very institution that once offered him a hand up. So here's the question: how many lives change because someone steps in at the right moment? That early support stayed with him. As his career grew, as he moved from small roles to international recognition, that memory never left. Success did not erase where he came from. Instead, it sharpened his awareness of how easily things could have gone differently. And over time, that awareness turned into responsibility. As years passed, the headlines around youth violence and knife crime in the UK grew harder to ignore. Communities were hurting, young people were being lost, and the conversations often focused on punishment rather than prevention. Idris Elba chose not to stay silent. Rather than showing up once and moving on, Elba committed to long-term involvement. He worked with educators, community leaders, grassroots organizations, and policymakers. He listened more than he spoke. And he focused on prevention, on giving young people alternatives, on creating pathways instead of walls. This approach eventually led to initiatives like the Don't Stop Your Future campaign, which focused on tackling youth violence by addressing its root causes. The campaign worked with charities and local groups already embedded in communities, supporting education, creative outlets, and real opportunities. It sent a powerful message. Young people are not problems to be solved. They are futures to be protected. But is awareness enough if it doesn't lead to action? That question pushed the work even further. Alongside his wife, Sabrina Elba, he co-founded the Elba Hope Foundation. The foundation focuses on education, youth advocacy, economic empowerment, and community development. It does not chase headlines. It invests in long-term change. It supports programs that give young people skills, confidence, and access to opportunity, especially in places where those things are hardest to find. This recognition also speaks to something larger than one person. It reflects a shift in how society views influence. For a long time, celebrities were praised mainly for what they created. Today, there is a growing expectation that influence should come with responsibility. That visibility should be used to shine light where it matters most. Idris Elba's Knighthood does not suggest that all public figures must become activists, but it does show what is possible when influence meets intention. When someone chooses to engage deeply, respectfully, and consistently with issues that affect real lives. Still, the question remains, what does this mean for young people watching? For a young person growing up in a similar environment, this moment matters. It says that where you start does not define where you finish. It says that being seen, supported, and believed in can change everything. And it says that giving back is not something reserved for later in life. It is something that can shape a life from the beginning. This honor also shifts the spotlight onto youth empowerment itself. For years, youth programs have struggled for funding and visibility. They often operate quietly, under pressure, with limited resources. By honoring someone specifically for youth empowerment, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Supporting young people is not optional, it is essential. But recognition alone does not solve problems. So the most important question becomes, what happens next? Will this moment lead to greater investment in youth programs? Will policymakers prioritize prevention over reaction? Will communities be given the tools they need to protect and empower the next generation? Those answers are still unfolding. What is clear is that Idris Elba has never treated this honor as a finish line. He has spoken about it as a responsibility. A reminder that the work continues. That attention should now turn toward the young people and communities at the heart of these efforts. And maybe that is the most meaningful part of this story. Not the title, not the ceremony, but the reminder that impact is measured not by applause, but by outcomes. Of course, Sir Idris isn't the only talent recognized in this prestigious list. The multi-talented Cynthia Erivo also received a well-deserved MBE, celebrating her contributions to music, film, and theater. Because knighthoods are rare. But young people facing uncertainty, well, they're not. Every year, countless young lives are shaped by whether someone shows up, whether a door opens, whether a safe alternative exists. When those supports are missing, cycles repeat. But when they are present, futures change. So when the Crown recognized Idris Elba for services to youth empowerment, it was doing more than honoring a man. It was making a statement. A statement that youth matter, that prevention matters, that community work matters. And it leaves one final question hanging in the air. If influence can be used like this, who will choose to use it next? If this story made you see Idris's celebrity status differently, take a moment to share it with someone who believes in building a better future. You can support this channel by liking the video and subscribing for more stories that go beyond headlines. And if there's a topic you think deserves deeper attention, leave it in the comments. The next story might start there.